Hey guys, welcome back to Glam Finds, and I'm here with one that I told you I'd talk about a while ago, but for a couple reasons that I'm going to mention, I haven't yet. From the house of Haramain, it's Haramain Amber Oud Bleu. To those of you guys who are watching this video, I do want to remind you that this is Amber Oud Bleu, not exclusive blue, because they're both clones, just clones of different things. As you guys most likely already know, this one is a clone of Bleu de Chanel. I believe they were going after the EDT, and I have samples of the EDP and the Parfum. I have smelled the EDT, and I'd smelled it pretty recently after smelling this, and in the opening of this I was like, okay, you know, it's coming pretty close. I will talk about what I smell first. So when I smelled this initially, the opening, I was like, oh, this is really nice, I really like it. I get that grapefruit with a little bit of that mintiness, some of that pink pepper, and the woodiness, kind of in the same style as Bleu de Chanel, and I would say it is very similar to Bleu de Chanel EDT. And in the opening, I actually really like it, but as that kind of pop of freshness fades and dries down, that's when I start losing interest in this fragrance, because I've worn it quite a few times and there is nothing wrong with it. I think it's a really good fragrance, but I feel like the opening in this is a lot more interesting than the dry down. So that kind of nice fresh pop, it lasts, but as you get into the mid, it kind of starts to fade. I like it. I like it right now. But again, like, after a while, it's not really as exciting for me, and that kind of bums me out because I actually really like the opening of this fragrance. And, you know, a lot of times I don't care as much, right? If it opens really nice and I really like the opening and it dries down okay, then that's a fragrance that I might be able to love. But for some reason, this one just isn't doing it for me. And for the most part, blue fragrances are the bread and butter of compliment monsters, but I'm gonna skip around right now. This one has not gotten me, I would say, any, and I've worn this one a lot because it's a blue fragrance and I've had it for a while now, so I've just been kind of periodically testing it. And when I got it initially, I wore it quite a few times in the first week or two that I had it, but I don't feel excited to wear this one. Performance wise, you'll get between 7 and 8 hours. It's not a projection beast. Like, you'll get the projection for the first maybe hour to 2 hours, but it's never, off of my skin at least, and I usually have pretty good luck with fragrances, but it never goes beast mode, which is also kind of weird to me because the Amber Oud line has been beast mode with anything I've tried. It does well for the first couple of hours, but after that, it's just kind of closer. It's a citrusy fragrance, so I actually won't even fault it for that. I'll actually say it's average to slightly above average, just not what you're going to expect from the Amber Oud line from Haramain, because typically they are so loud. And this one I sprayed definitely more than any other one from this collection. But again, like, that doesn't have to necessarily be a bad thing. Just know in terms of performance, you're gonna get average to above average. It's not a slouch by any means. Again, you're gonna get 7 to 8 hours. Some of you guys might get 6 hours, and I feel like a lot of you guys comment on my videos. If you live somewhere that just eats up fragrance, like the humidity eats up fragrance, or you just have really dry skin, which we talked about a million times before, you're not gonna get the 8 hours. And for me, the last couple of hours, I have to like really get in there to smell it. And I think that's what kind of bums me out. I feel like performance, typically with an Haramain, you don't have to ever dig your nose in to smell something. That's what I'm getting for performance. I actually want to ask right now, if you've gotten anything different, comment down below. I think I got up to like 9 hours, but again, I'm really digging in that last hour to really pick up the scent. In terms of who can wear this, obviously this is marketed as a men's scent. I think actually Haramain marketed it unisex. The whole line of Amber Oud is unisex, but I think that's generally who's gonna like it, but again, it's pretty citrusy and it doesn't have the dark notes that most of the Bleu de Chanel line has. So, and I actually would say this is brighter than Bleu de Chanel, including the EDT. Yeah, even the EDT. This is definitely brighter than the EDT. It gets you in the ballpark of Bleu de Chanel. To me, it's not exact. And I'm gonna also say this is probably closer than any other Bleu de Chanel clone that I've tried. I don't think any of them are one-to-one. I actually don't even think it's that easy to get one-to-one with that. And I don't know why. There's always something that maybe something that is used a little bit too much or not enough in a fragrance that makes the Bleu de Chanel clones that I've smelled so far just not exactly one-to-one. And again, this is the EDT. I just feel like it's missing a little something to be one-to-one with the EDT of Bleu de Chanel. Again, you can tell me if I'm wrong. This is just my opinion. I think this is for any age, but because it is a little bit bright, to me it's a lot more playful, which actually may draw in a larger audience and may draw in more of a unisex audience. To me, this is actually more unisex than Bleu de Chanel. You can tell me if you think I'm wrong, but I personally think that this does smell more unisex than Bleu de Chanel because of the brightness that comes with the citruses in here. And it's really nice. Again, I have nothing to complain about in this fragrance. I think maybe just because I got a lot of other fragrances that were really fun for me to wear around the same time, this wasn't as fun. Now, in the summer, I'm gonna revisit this because there are fragrances that I try and I'm like, it's not a must-have, and then I try it later and I'm like, okay, this is an awesome fragrance. Like Missoni Wave, I really didn't care about when I was testing it, and I kept wearing it and stuff, but I was like, whatever. And then I wore it later and then I was like, okay, I get the hype. And I really like that one now. It made my top 10 buys of 2022. So obviously it's something that I appreciate very much. In terms of where you could wear it, it is versatile. You probably would want to stay with spring and summer seasons. And because it's missing a little bit of oomph, I would say daytime, but you could rock it nighttime, especially if you're somewhere tropical. I would say, yeah, this is probably gonna be something you could rock day and night. Again, versatile enough to where if you wanted to wear it in fall and winter, I don't think it's a big deal in terms of, I don't know if you guys know this, but people that are not in FragCom don't know that there are seasons for fragrances. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Versatility, definite points. And in terms of the fact that it feels like it takes the Bleu de Chanel DNA and kind of makes it more wearable for more of an audience, I think that that's definitely something. And it smells really good and it's got a nice bit of sweetness to it. But it's just really interesting that it's a blue fragrance, and even though I wore it a ton, no one really cared about it. Like no one in my surroundings really cared to say that I smelled nice, even that basic compliment. And the thing is, I think most people wear blue fragrances for compliments because blue fragrances aren't particularly unique, but they get the job done. And this one didn't work that hard. That's the only way I can really put it. Is it a good fragrance? Yes. If you're looking for something just as your like everyday fragrance that you're gonna wear to work, school, whatever, meetings, like, because you could dress this up or dress this down. I would just personally wear it casually because it is a little bit sweeter. And I just think it's a little bit more playful. It just has more of a playful vibe than a lot of other blue fragrances. Not that blue fragrances aren't playful, a lot of them are. This one is just brighter and more playful than a lot of the ones that I've smelled, and that's why I'm saying that. In terms of playfulness, yeah, I think it just makes it more wearable for more casual situations. I personally wouldn't necessarily dress it up, but it is blue still at the end of the day, so you absolutely could dress it up. Cost, I actually got this for a steal, so I definitely don't regret buying it. I do like the Amber Oud line, so it is nice to be able to collect stuff from that line. I think I got it for like $30 for the 60 mil when Fragrance Buy was doing their Boxing Day sale. I think at the $44 that they're selling it for now for the 60 mil, if that's what it is. Would I buy it again? No. Honestly, if I'm gonna wear a blue fragrance and I wanna spend $50 or less on it, I'm probably gonna go Dylan Blue, Tarothi Blue, I mean, I would pick Oud Bleu over this one, to be completely honest. Are they exactly the same? No, but are they both citrusy, fairly bright, and versatile? Yeah. So, again, if you've tried this, let me know what you think down below. Just remember, people read these comments. Your opinion does matter. So as always, thank you guys for watching. Remember to like this video if you liked it. Be subscribed to my channel. Hit that notification bell to get notified when I drop another video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.